Here at Gundam Planet, we're all about redefining the classics. Now, we already brought you the Robot Spirits anime version RX-78, which is exactly how the RX-78 looked in the anime. And now we're going to bring you the Master Grade Origin Gundam RX-78, which is exactly how it doesn't look in the anime. So that's awesome. Now, I haven't built an RX-78 yet, and you might be saying, Nick, that's ridiculous, you should be fired from Gundam Planet. But like, that's okay, I'm going to make it up to you right now. As soon as I saw this thing, I could not get it soon enough. Like, I know I've waited a little bit. I needed to wait for the hype to die down because I need to make sure all of you could get it before I built it. So now that the first wave is over, I can finally have my shot at this guy. The metal composite had already come out, and that looks great. But you know, I'm like, figures, whatever. I don't really want that. So, but then I saw this, and just the panel lining and the gun and the cannon and the effect parts. And are you kidding me? I have to do this, so I'm going to do this. And, well, we are going to do this. It's going to be a group experience. So we're going to start with the best runner A of all time. Look at all these clear parts. So you got like the gun scopes, the eyes, all the stuff for the head. This blue, which is the fantastic blue, not the best blue, but very close. And then the effect parts. More Master Grades need to come with this. These are flawless. Yes, we're off to a great start. Then, not as good. These are polycaps, but there aren't many. I understand that you need polycaps in the kits to make sure that they're posable. So, like, this is perfect. This is fine. That's a good amount of polycaps. We're still going strong here. Then we have the same hands from the 3.0. They, you know, I do want to say this. You got to be careful when you're breaking in the joint for the first time, because if not, they're going to pop out. That's going to ruin everything. And you don't want to ruin these perfect hands. So there's that. These guns, the detail on these guns is incredible. This gray is like, it's toned down enough that it doesn't just look like boring, you know, wannabe gunmetal, I guess I could call it. But that's gonna be great. This isn't just white. This is kind of reminiscent of the 1 Year War, like the kind of, I guess, toned down, like kind of dusty white, I'll call it. But it gives it like a grittier, kind of more realistic look. So I love that. That is the same color that the shield and head parts and every white in the kit is going to be cast in. But like, as I'm going through this, just the panel lining on this looks incredible. I just like, it's gonna be one for the ages. Like, I've seen the 3.0 build, I've seen the other Master Grades built, and I really can't picture this being like any kind of different. I mean, like, worse than those in any way. This is just another gun. This is the gun that I could not wait to get my hands on. The best gun. So that gets its own runner. Perfect. Shield, whatever. Okay. This is joints and stuff. This is the best plastic. This is that soft plastic. If you built any of the IBO high grades, you know exactly what you're getting into. But this is feeling this, like, if you could make a bed out of this plastic, like, oh my gosh, that probably wouldn't be comfortable. But it's still great plastic to work with model kits. And you get 3 full runners of this stuff. This is incredible. This is the inner frame. Just like, why can't every kit have the inner frame be there? Then we got beam sabers. These are long beam sabers. I never really noticed that. So that's cool. Then you got foil stickers. These are for the scopes. These are for the eyes. These are for whatever. The eyes are 2 separate stickers, so that's weird. I usually don't see that. And then you get Tetron stickers. And that's it. Because I'll give you one guess. Okay, if you didn't guess, it's because P-Bandai they want to release an expansion set that comes with water slide decals so that you buy it so that you can get the water slide decals because you can't get them anywhere else. You're right. We haven't seen it yet, which is surprising. But anyway, then we get manual, which it's not just like the line art, it's actually these crazy CG drawings. You can see we got the expanded view. Then you got really amazing box art, really nice looking finished product. I am so excited. I can't wait to do this. I've been waiting for too long and now it's here and I'm going to do it. So I was really excited for this, and I got progressively less excited as I was building it, but then when I finished it, I was excited again. So let me take you through the building process, because it was very unique, it was very interesting. I really enjoyed the construction of it, the way it was supposed to go together. I honestly don't know if it was molding imperfections in specifically my model, or if this is kind of across the board, but all that soft plastic that I was going on and on about, whenever there is a peg that's supposed to go into a hole, it seemed like the peg was cast wrong, because when you put it into the spot, it immediately got white stress marks, like it wasn't supposed to be where it was. So on several different occasions, including the hinge with the cannon back here, I actually had to shave down the the attachments because they weren't fitting right. And that happened probably like 4 or 5 times throughout the course of it. So it seemed like this entire mold was a little bit weird. So with that in mind, I go to the rest of it because yours might not be like that. I can't find out without building more. Another couple things while the build was going on, like anytime I put the accessories in to transport this beautiful man from anywhere, I don't know if you saw how much effort that took, but it wasn't a whole lot. So this thing just like off, no problem whatsoever. And a similar thing happens. You probably can't see this because it's the tiniest little clear part I've ever seen in my life. It's supposed to go in the scope of the gun. It does not stay. It is not fit correctly. There's nothing you can do because you have to put clear plastic behind it. So applying cement to it, you have to put a foil sticker behind it. So applying cement to it would ruin the foil sticker. So like, I guess if you apply it on the outside and are very careful, you could do it. But that's also really not great for a 2015 master grade. And you can probably see this little vent is missing because that also will not stay. So I'm gonna thin cement these. It's gonna be no problem whatsoever, but I wanted to leave that on to show you guys these. That's what I was dealing with, and I don't know why. Like, there's no excuse for that in a master kit of this age when I'm building ones from 2002 that don't have anything like that. So gripes with the building aside, otherwise, very enjoyable finished product. Very posable, looks fantastic. So we're going to go close up. I'm going to show you why it's so fantastic, minus those small issues. So we took it down to the bare bones Gundam here. This is just RX-78-2. You got the 2 beam sabers. You got, his hands. He's very pretty. So this isn't really the origin Gundam, but that's why I want to do this so that we can cover the articulation, which is madness. So first thing, you have the shoulders go up for when you want to get the arms higher than they would usually go. So that's really nice. The joint, it swivels. You can see that it pops out a little bit so that you get further bend on the arm forward and back. That's really good. The torso is one of my favorite things about this, where you can, it sits like that if you just want him standing, and then it also articulates up and you can get this really nice forward bend out of it, forward and back, so that he can do some wild stuff. That's great. The skirt armor, we get full out to the sides, and then also it swivels back and forth like this. The front and back can go all the way out, all the way down, so there's going to be no issue with these inhibiting the movement of the legs. I skipped the arms, but we got full bend on the elbow because it has this really nice, it's almost triple joint going on in there. I'm not even gonna, you get this really nice swivel. I'm not even gonna cover the hands because these are just the perfect 3.0 hands. Okay, down to the legs. So we have this really nice break in the thigh armor to make sure that it articulates like that all the way back. The knee pops out so that you can have him in kneeling poses if you want to, and then it just slots back in. The feet are absolutely incredible. You can see there are 3 breaks here. And this swivels like this on the front so that you can have him with his toe planted on the ground. Even if he's doing a really dynamic pose backwards, it goes up, this goes out. So you have really nice breaks in the feet, really nice engineering there. I love that a lot. And then up here, the torso gimmick, you got a Gatling gun that comes out. That's really cool. And that, I will just lead into the effect parts that this comes with. It comes with great effect parts. You can put this here so that it's firing the Gatling. You can put this man here, so he's firing, I'm not actually sure what that gun is. And then this one goes in the wrist. So you get 3 really nice effect parts. This will happen though, so I'm just, that happens because the connection's really tight. This happens, so just keep an eye out for that. It's really like a very minor inconvenience because everything just goes right back on. Close it up. Then we got this guy, the cannon for the shoulder. You'll notice it has the 2 beam sabers. This is loose. I was mentioning the problem with the inner frame being a little bit like poorly molded. This is actually made loose by the fact that this connection is smaller than this one, so that's another problem that mine specifically might have had. But either way, you can interchange the cannon. This articulates really nicely forward and back, down over his shoulders. That's great. I think it looks way better with the cannon than otherwise. Yet classic RX-78 beam rifle just goes really nice in the hand. You got the Origin beam rifle, which has all these gimmicks for if you want it across his body. This, you can store it in his shield, which is just one of my favorite things because it looks so cool. You can just slide this peg like this and then right into the shield. Now he has a nice little attachment. So there's that. The shield just snaps right onto his arm. And then the bazooka, which the articulation on this isn't as stellar as on some of them, where this is actually its own piece, but that's okay. And then this is just used to slot it right into his back. So you got the standard RX-78 weapons, and the beam saber effects are very nice. They're very long, they're very clean. I really like the way that this kind of tapers here. I'm not sure why, but it just stands out from other beam saber effect parts. And it just like pop this out, pop this in. There you go. He's got a beam saber. And it comes with extra rockets, and I don't know why you need them, because there's nowhere on them to put them. So yeah, this is like lots of stuff going on here, lots of articulation. I didn't mention this. The backpack comes off, head comes out. You know, full support for the LED unit. It comes with the clear parts for the piping. But one of the problems, I put in an LED to test it. The light actually comes through the top of his head because the plastic isn't as thick. So you get this really weird glow around the entire top of his head if you do it that way. So just be aware. But there you go. There's the man up close. So I was probably setting myself up for disappointment by expecting perfection. It's really easy to get excited about a model like this when you see the pictures, you see how posable it is, you see how great the finished product is, and then when you're building it, it's like, wow, this isn't you know, God's gift to man quite the way I expected it to be. But if you haven't built, well, really, I can recommend this model to anyone, because if you haven't built an RX-78, as I hadn't, it is enjoyable, and man, is this a nice representation of the mobile suit, even if it's not the way it appears in the original anime. And if you have built one, it's different enough. Like this is different from any of the other RX-78s that I've seen. Even the 1 Year War, which it kind of resembles as far as the toned down colors and the increased panel lines, entirely different build. So you're going to get a different experience. You're going to get a really unique display piece. The posability, everything, the amount of accessories that it comes with, everything about this is just wild. I really enjoyed it. For the price, you can't do much better. As far as a fully articulated, basically 7-inch action figure, which I find myself saying about these kits a lot, but that's okay. So, fans of RX-78, you really should give this a shot. And also, if you want to, you can leave it in the comments that whether you had the same problems with the builds as I do, because I'd be really curious to find out if that was just me or if it was everyone else. So, building issues aside, I loved it, and you will too. But don't quote me on that.